a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor on a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Put nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start to make the house shake.
What's poppin', 2 Live crew? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 6 review. If you're new to this channel, I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously. If you like to have fun, joke around, and giggle, this is the channel for you. Now let's get into tonight's review. So the episode starts off with Tommy meeting the guys in the men's lounge, and he basically tells them they need to step it up. They need to wine and dine and romance these women, and he's going to then meet up with everybody at the end of the week to see how things are going. So we first see LJ and Charisse go salsa dancing, and you can tell she's not his type. They have a good time dancing, but she's kind of awkward and like nervous around him. I think because she probably got the like, I don't want to lead him on type of vibe. I'm not attracted to him. And after dancing, he's trying to get to know her, asking what she got up next, like where she want to go. And she's just being really hard. Like she's not answering the questions. She's being blasé, like being short and everything. And it's just like, you can still be nice and let him know, hey, this is not a connection for me. I don't want to waste each other's time. I look at you more as a friend than anything else, instead of kind of like just being short with him, because it was awkward and it was rude, Then we see Ra and Jamala go candle making, and she really likes him. She wants to get to know him. He like her too. He brings her flowers and they vibing, they having a really good time. But at the end, she does this like little thing on the candle that says olive juice, because when you say that word, your mouth look like you're saying I love you. And you could tell he was kind of a little bit taken aback, because she was like, are you in love with anybody? Are you falling in love with anybody? And you could kind of tell he was uncomfortable with that question, because he does like 2 other women and she knows that. So I don't know if they kind of like put him off with her or what, but the vibes was really, really weird to me. Nonetheless, they end up sharing a kiss. Like I said, I think that he likes her, but I don't think that he wants to go at the pace she's trying to go. Like I feel like she's trying to push things and he going along with it, because often guys don't know how to let a person down for real, so they'll just go along with shit and kind of lead you on. That's the type of vibe I'm getting for him, because he was like real hesitant with some of the things that he said. So then we see Swayze, Looney, Shakyra, and Justin. They go to the park and do trampoline exercise, and I just don't understand why Justice came in a linen suit. Where are you going? This is exercising. Why do you show up in a fucking suit, sir? Read the goddamn outdoors. What? Oh, I don't like him. He irks my soul. I know he was sweating his ass off. Then he wasn't even participating, talking about his back hurt. Nah, nigga, you was just not trying to get funky because you knew you was gonna keep that same outfit on to go to the next place after that, you nasty motherfucker, you. So Justice and Looney talk, and he was really feeling her, she feeling him. They vibing, they really getting to know each other. Their connection is growing. But I'm like, girl, he ain't gonna spend no money on you. He gonna take you to a bunch of free places. Like, I don't know if that's gonna really work. Like, no. So then we see Shakyra and Swayze talking. At first they didn't really start off well, but they're getting to know each other and there's something there. But as they're talking, she reveals that after the white party, she cried, and he was like, why? She was like, because, I feel like certain people here for like a competition. So she's taking shots at Kadian. And I was like, oh Lord, this going to continue on, and she going, it's going to get back to her, and it's about to be a big thing. Like, why you keep on talking about it when you've already talked to Tommy about it and it's been addressed? So like at this point, stop talking about it and bringing it up, because it's going to seem like you starting to be messy and just trying to keep shit going. Like, if you're not going to say nothing to her one-on-one, then stop talking about it to people. So even Swayze in his confession was like, I feel like this process might be too much for her. I think that she might need more time to heal. And I agree. I really honestly do. She needs a lot more time with herself and to figure out what she wants and needs and how to be able to cope with things. Samson and Brandi go out on a date, and he gives her like this book to, put down all of their future travels and stuff in. Very thoughtful gift. They have dinner and wine, and it's a very cute little swanky date. Then we see Mike and Kayla meet up for pool. And as soon as she see him, she bring up Brandi, child. And I've noticed this being a pattern with her. That every guy on this show that she do, like, she always bring up the other woman that he's interested in. I'm like, why do you do that? Focus on yourself. Damn, girl. So, back on Brandi and Samson's date, she reveals that she's never been in a real relationship with anybody because she felt like, you know, the guys that she's talked to in the past kind of like played games and stuff like that. Then we go back to Mike and Kayla, and he brings up Randall. And she had the nerves to say in her confessional that he need to focus on them. She was shocked that he would even bring up Randall. And I'm like, says the bitch that always bringing up another girl every time she's talking to a guy that she likes. Like, that's the pot calling the kettle black. So Brandi in her confessional lets us know that she really enjoyed her date with Samson. He is on her list, but her strongest connection is still very much with Mike. And with Mike, it's the same situation. But the gag is, him and Kayla made a bet on whoever wins pool gets, you know, a kiss. So she ends up winning. And when it comes time for him to kiss her, he don't want to kiss her in the mouth, and he says it's because she's already kissed two other dudes, and talking about some he don't want their lips on his. Now, you know the reason why he didn't want to kiss her on the mouth is because he didn't want that shit getting back to Brandi and it upsetting her. That's why he didn't want to kiss her on the lips. Like, I would have been, you know, more with it if he just would have been honest about that instead of playing some little kitty ass game about, I don't want to kiss you because you didn't kiss the other people. So he ended up just kissing her on the cheek and on the back of her hand or whatever. But just keep it real, because even she was like, I want to know, like, what you feeling, like, what you thinking, you know, because they both like each other, but I think that he's afraid to move any closer to her because he's fearful of ruining his chances with Brandi. But my thing is, if you're that focused on Brandi, then just be focused on Brandi and stop talking to other women at this point, because it's obvious that you really like her. Then see Samson set up a skating date with himself, Kayla, Charisse, Mike, Trinika, Kadian, and Swayze. There is still tension between Charisse and Kadian. Remember, they got into it on last week's episode over, what was that nigga name? Girl, don't give me a lie. That punk ass nigga that didn't show up. Kadian didn't speak because she said she don't believe in a bunch of fake shit. I don't like her. She got just a funky ass attitude to me. I really ain't vibing with Kadian. I really just don't like her. Like, cause girls have several. So Samson end up falling as they skating because he too busy looking at Charisse's ass, honey. Gotta say, the woman do got a nice ass and a nice body. So they end up sitting down talking, and you know, things between them are steady on a good pace. You know, she's not really into the whole kissing and all of that stuff, you know, until she gets comfortable, which is understandable because, nigga, I don't know you. But, you know, he's right there with her, and, you know, they really have a lot in common, and they really have a lot of chemistry. I can honestly see them ending up dating one another. Does a little bit of me think that she likes him because he got a little taste of money? Yeah. And by I mean, that's okay, because I'm not dating no brokey. You know, you got to bring to the table what I can bring to the table. We then see Swayze and Kadian talking, and, you know, things between them are steady growing. They flirt with each other. They get to know each other. I just knew that he was going to bring up the situation with Shakyra, saying that, you know, things have been hard for her, but thankfully he did not, because he didn't know who she was referring to. But still, overall, it seemed like it was a really cute date. Trinika is just kind of there for me. I'd be forgetting about that girl and her broke wrist. So everybody meets up with Tommy for dinner and drinks and to talk. And Tommy gets there and he says to everybody that, you know, we're going to do things a little different. We're going to put everything out on the table because I honestly feel like everybody is, you know, not here for the right reasons. They're not here for love or to be into, you know, this process, because you have to be committed to it. So he opens up the floor to everybody. And Jamala starts shit off by saying to Ra that she feels like he's playing the game and he has to make a decision at this point. And I agree, because he's juggling 3 women, and I've already said that. So then she asked Shakyra where they are in their relationship, because I guess they were cool at one point, and then I guess, you know, she kind of fell back. And she even says that she was like, I don't know who I could trust, because, you know, my past was brought up, you know, by somebody here before I could talk about it, so I had to fall back from everybody. And Kaden was like, are you talking about me? And she was like, am I? And she was like, no, I'm asking you a question. And Shakyra was like, what we're not gonna do is play no games. And so Kaden was like, you know, I said that I didn't want to talk about it in front of you because I knew that it could bring up your past or whatever. And she was just being, you know, just bitchy about it, because when it first got brought up by Tommy, she knew that they were referring to her. She knew it by her facial expressions. So at that point, it could have went two ways. She could have just, next time she saw Shakyra, say, hey, I apologize. I didn't mean for it to go that way. I misspoke or whatever. Because remember, Shakyra said that she had heard from multiple people that she was talking about it to the guys outside of the show. But also, I feel like Shakyra needs to grow up and learn how to confront stuff instead of acting like a kid about it and going to tell Tommy. She could have confronted her on her own. You got to act like a grown woman and boss the fuck up. But I just feel like Kaden has like a chip on her shoulder. She acts very bitchy, and I don't like her attitude. So they argue back and forth, and at some point, Shakyra ends up getting up and walking out or whatever. And in the commercial, she ended up crying. I don't know if she gonna cry now because I'm watching it as I'm doing my review. But we then see everybody else asking each other how they feel and calling people out. And then we see Kayla question Mike about his intentions with her. He was like, you know, Tommy, can I get up and stand? He was like, yeah. So he asked her to come stand and talk to him face to face. And Brandi sitting there rolling her eyes like, child, am I viewing a wedding? Like, what is this about? And I felt like that was seemed too much too. Like, why y'all got to stand up and talk to each other in the middle of the space face to face? Like, this is weird. It's doing too much. Like, it's kind of low key disrespectful to Brandi. Like, that would have rubbed me the wrong way, because if you feeling her that much, you need to let me the fuck know, child. So at the end of the episode, Tommy talks to all of the guys and asks them who they're feeling and who they're not feeling. Ra is really feeling Jamala. I was shocked by that. She was his number one. Kayla, he liked her, but he didn't really know if the connection was really valid and real. And it was the same for Mike. He likes her too, but it's just something a little off there. Justice and LJ both like Looney, so they're in competition for her. And in the bottom, it ended up being Shakyra and Charisse. This is Charisse's third time being in the bottom, but Shakyra was the one that was sent home because all the guys felt like she still needed some healing to do, and she agreed. And overall, it was a really good episode. Kaden just pushed people buttons to me, and it seems like she's going to continue to do that on next week's episode. She got to go. I don't like her. Her energy is just all the way off. Overall, though, I'll give tonight's episode of Ready to Love a C+. It was cute. It was cute for what it was. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.